And this is the TEODB Podcast. I'm HRap B. I'm going to give you a little bit about the NBA. I'm going to give you a little bit about the NCAA. I'm going to give you a little bit about anything you need to know when it comes to sports. The NFL playoffs have started, and we're going to have some fun with that. Let me turn this music down a little bit. I know it's a little loud. I'm a hip-hop junkie. Y'all know that. I hope y'all like the beat. But, like I was saying, I'm going to do a little bit of everything in sports, and then you always know, feel free to participate in the show via the chat room, or you can give me a call at 773-797-2409. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to talk about the whereabouts in sports, and I'm going to bring back a staple from the end of the bench podcast called the Supreme Court. Every week, y'all know I used to do a situation to whereas I had the top 9 at 9. This week, I'm going to do the top 9 things of the last, top 10 things, 9 or 10 things of the last decade. I'm not looking at my notepad. I'm freestyling. This is HRap B. This is TEODB. Let's get it cracking. But, one more thing. I'm slipping. I ain't done the show in 2 weeks. I did the brother show last week at this time. But, as I do every week, I have to give respect to my ancestors. When I send out peace and blessings to my ancestors, they send down blessings and protections to each and every one of you listening. That goes for the people in the Whitmore family, the Pollard family, the Turner family, the Battle family, the Cotton family, the Harper family, the Bailey family, the Liggins family, the Duncan family. Me and my pops and my brothers and my sisters, we make up the Williams clan. We in the building. Now, man, it was an interesting boxing match this weekend. It went down. It was, a lot of people were impressed with our young brother Tank. I really wasn't. Look, it was he knocked the man out at the end of the fight. Everybody was talking about, man, Tank Davis is this, Tank Davis is that. But look, at the end of the day, Tank did his thing. He won. That's the ultimate goal when you enter a boxing match. To win. Walk out of the stadium victorious. He did that. Big up to Tank. Much love to the brother. One thing I will say, that boxing is making a comeback, and you getting your footprint back in boxing throughout the entire community of the United States of America. It's not just football. It's not just basketball. It's not just baseball. It's all over the country. Atlanta was the place this weekend, and I'm sure the people in Atlanta showed up and showed out. But again, back to Tank, man. Tank was relatively disappointing because, Tank, you fighting the brother on one leg. The brother blew out his ACL mid-fight, and he still held Tank off. This lets me know, as a fan of young Tank, you might just be an armored vehicle, so to speak. You can whoop me, but what does that get you? Tank gonna have to sharpen up on the skills. He's doing his damn thing, but Tank, anytime you have a wounded animal, you must destroy that animal. I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying, go back to the lab, because there's a few of these boxers out here that would have taken that dude out, taken their time. And what I've noticed in the boxing community of late, what has happened is this. We have people who, not to they'll take a jab at my man Joe from Houston. Like Joe from Houston said, he used to watch boxing looking for Rocky, looking for in the middle of the ring, thumping on each other, then knock each other out. I get it. That's what we all want to see. But when you are a champion like Mr. Davis, Tank, you are going to have to learn the sweet science, learn how to take people out, learn how to dominate a fight when you have your opponent wounded. If not, you will suffer way more losses than you want to. This is not what we want to see, but this is what we're gonna see. Tank, step your game up. I got mad love for you. And otherwise, you did a damn good job, because like I said, the ultimate goal is to walk out and be victorious. But if you don't do it that way, if you don't step up your skills, Mr. Davis, you will not live up to your anticipation of being one of the all-time greats. Big up to Tank Davis. I got to give you mad love for winning, but I need you to be better at what you do. Oh yeah, that's about it though, my brother. My brother RC from Duluth, Minnesota asked me what boxing talk. That's all the boxing talk I got for this week. I could have got down last week, but you know how it go, man. We did the brothers on Tuesday. I'm back doing the last show of 2019. Happy New Year, everybody, and thank you for coming into the chat room. And again, if you want to participate in the show, all you have to do is create a profile, and your man will respond to you promptly. Or you can give me a call, have a conversation with me directly. The number 773-797-2409. 773-797-2409. Thank you for listening to Built for This Network. I am HRap B. This is the TEODB Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Now, with that being said, it's going to be a lot of interesting goings on in college sports overall. The situation used to be dominated by the rich and powerful. At this point, thanks to, I'm going to get into this a little later, thanks to the young man named LeBron James, athletes and people throughout the United States of the world, United States of America who are participating in sports have come to the realization that they control their own fates. Therefore, the NCAA has lost their Doberman pincher or pit bull-like grip over the sports world or the quote-unquote amateur sports world. We are realizing that we, as the participant, has power. With that being said, I have to go directly to the University of Memphis, being coached by my young brother. Well, he ain't no young brother, he's my age. The brother, Coach Anthony Hardaway. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because one of the number one recruits in the United States of America has told the University of Memphis, it's been real, but I'm out of here. The NCAA suspended this young man for 12 games. The reason they suspended him for 12 games because way before Anthony Hardaway was the coach of Memphis, he was a supporter of youth basketball. And being a supporter of youth basketball, he saw this young man, Mr. Wise, in a bad situation. And what did he do for Mr. James Wise and his family? He gave them $12,000. If you're listening, you're going, what the hell is the problem? He saw this young boy in a bad situation. He's a multimillionaire. He has earned his money. He understands being a victim of gun violence in the city of Memphis, coming from a single family home. He realized, I'm here not to just be a famous former basketball player, not just to be a youth coach, not just to be an AAU coach. I'm here to give back to my community. But the NCAA said, no way, no how. We are pimps. We are here to prey on the impoverished. And what we will do is stop you and others like you from helping out your community. Ask the brother Chase at Ohio State, and there's other examples throughout the United States of America. Unlike most of these young people, the young brother James Wise, if I didn't say his name earlier, James Wise said, oh, no, you're not. You are not going to control my future. You are not going to dominate what I will and will not do. What I will do is contact the agent. He'll advance me $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. I will take my mom out this impoverished situation. I will work on my game one-on-one with the trainer up until and including draft day. I am 6'11" tall. I can handle a basketball. I can shoot a basketball, and I can dominate in the post. I don't need the NCAA. The NCAA will and should get their acts together. At the end of the day, a lot of people coming from these places are understanding, I don't need you guys. I really don't need you guys, and I'm not going to participate in your shenanigans anymore. This is why you've had rules like set up in 3 years. In 3 years, mind you, you will be able to take advantage of your own image and imagery and make money off this. Everybody always talks about, oh, well, it's only the superstars that don't benefit from this. No, it's not. No, it is not. Because if you are at Spelman or Clark Atlanta or Morehouse or Virginia Union or any of these HBCUs, there are restaurants and other establishments that will pay just to have you sit there in your jersey and look as if you're a patron of their restaurant, bookstore, car lot, or what have you. See, we always want to look at the macro. Let's look at the micro. Everybody understands that Zion Williamson would have benefited from this. Everybody understands that a Chris Webber would have benefited from this. A Michael Jordan would have benefited from this. But there are small schools and smaller communities that will be able to, these young people will be able to maximize their abilities. Everybody want to make it a black and a white issue, but you see the young lady who had a scholarship from Stanford, went on to win 5 Olympic medals in swimming, said, you know what, I'm not going back to Stanford because I could be overseas making millions of dollars. The NCAA has dominated and made billions of dollars off these young people, no matter what community they're from, no matter what culture they're from. They're all getting pimped. Yeah, it's easy to just point out the brothers and the sisters because that's where I'm from and that's where I understand that it's affected the most. But what you have to understand, this is a trick presented to you by the power structure to further divide you, because what happens is, basketball and football is the main culprits of the money in these situations. Yes, they are, but guess what? There are people all over the country, rich and poor, that's being exploited by these fat cats in these offices. Yeah, you have to be a special talent in swimming, but guess what? There are communities throughout the United States of America that support swimming, and they're being exploited too. The only way you get past the fat cats taking advantage of you is to come together as a fist. A finger will get nothing done, a fist will knock something out. We see it each and every day. Big ups to Mr. Wiseman for having the wherewithal to do the damn thing and say, screw the NCAA. A lot more young people will start to do this and realize overseas, like the young brother from Texas went overseas, got a sneaky deal, and he's in Australia, and he is projected to be a lottery pick in the NCAA. One of the ball boys did the exact same thing. He's projected to be the number 1 pick. He's supposed to be better than Lonzo Ball, who was the number 3 pick in the draft. See, what you have to do is decide. If you are a young athlete, you have to decide, do I want to be famous and play basketball, or play sports, meaning NFL, NBA, and things of that nature, or do I want to get paid? Because guess what? Adam Jones, former center fielder for the Baltimore Orioles, he just signed a lucrative contract with a Japanese baseball team in the major leagues over there. If you don't think that's big time, Ichiro came over here, Godzilla came over here. A lot of the athletes from overseas come over here just because they want to see if they can compete at the highest level. But guess what? There's some extremely high levels over there, just like it is over here. You can get paid, and how about this? You can maintain your anonymity, meaning when you come home to visit your wife, girlfriend, children, brother, sister, mother, cousin, what happens? You don't have to be mobbed by 1 million people. You still got $1 million. So young people, realize the power that you have. Nobody, and I will say nobody, is tuning into the NCAA tournament to not see you. Nobody is turning into Major League Baseball to not see you. NBA to not see you. NCAA to not see you. Any of these bowl games, the Motor City Bowl, or any other bowl that we've had over the last 2 weeks, none of those programs exist without you. So if the NCAA does not want to help you, don't help them. And that's just the bottom line. If it's about education, there are literally millions of young people from coast to coast that will play their game, who will take advantage of their education, and then it won't be on TV. If it's about the education, no problem. Stop telling me the nonsense about, hey man, some schools aren't making any money. The last time I checked, the average university got about 10 to 15,000 at a minimum students on their campus, paying somewhere between $28,000 and $35,000 a year. You do the math. I don't have time because I'm hosting the show. But if you understand where I'm coming from, then you'll know what I mean. When you look at Southern Methodist University, SMU, they got the death penalty 30 years ago this year, meaning their athletic department was shut down. The school didn't miss a beat. And that's a small school and that's right there in the city of Dallas, Texas. So how is it that institution is able to maintain without a football, baseball, or basketball? The University of DePaul, right here in Chicago, They haven't been relevant in almost 30 years. Rod Strickland was the last big time baller to come out of him. As a matter of fact, 20 years, Quentin Richardson and that crew. They haven't been relevant. Somehow, some way, the school still is open, and they have $400, $500, $600 million endowment.